Hi and hello to all viewers. In today's section, we will see about reservoir fisheries chapter. We will see the key points and previous year asked question from this chapter so that it will be helpful for JRF, SRF, state fisheries exam and other fisheries exam. Most probable questions from chapters are largest dam, dam on which river is built, dam and reservoir and their state name, and fishing equipment used. Hirakud Dam on River Mahanadi is the longest dam in the world and also in India. Highest dam in India is Tehri Dam. It was in UK, Uttarakhand, Bhagirathi River. Oldest dam India. It is Kalanai Dam, Tamil Nadu, Kaveri River. Largest dam in India is Bakranangal. Largest reservoir in India is, the first place goes to Indira Sagar and it was the Narmada River, and the second place is for Gobind Sagar. Largest Mansari dam in the world is Nagarjuna Sagar and it was the Krishna River.
Reservoir is the single largest inland fisheries resource based on its resource size and the production potential. Mostly in Indian reservoirs, Microcystis aeruginacina is present. Already we have dealt about marshy in the previous videos. If you have not watched the previous videos, please watch the videos. There we have not seen for this marshy where it is endemic to. Tornelli is a marshy which is endemic to Tungabhadra and Krishna rivers. Reservoir is a man-made lake which is having more than 1% of the country's area. Reservoir is also called a sleeping giant. According to Ministry of Agriculture, it has been divided into small, medium and large based on the area. Based on the area less than 1000 hectare, 1000 to 5000 hectare, greater than 5000 hectare. National average productivity from this reservoir is 20 kg hectare per year. From small, around 50, medium, around 12, large, around 11. This is most important. First, we will see about the highest area. Highest area of small reservoir is in Tamil Nadu. Next place Karnataka. Next is Andhra. Medium reservoir, highest area is in Madhya Pradesh. Largest reservoir, highest area is in Andhra and Karnataka. Next category is based on the maximum number. The largest reservoir maximum number is in Karnataka. Then if we see the total area of small, medium and largest reservoir, the first place is for Madhya Pradesh. We will see a list of reservoirs, their states and the river which is present. The major reservoirs you can remember it. Some others you can also omit also. Question once asked is like Krishna Raja Sagar Reservoir. On which river it is present? Krishna Raja Sagar Reservoir is in, but it is in Kaveri River. So this kind of tricky questions will be there. Please pay attention to these tricky questions. Himavati, Tungabhadra, Markonahalli, Vani Vilas Sagar is present here. In river section, we have dealt some of the major reservoirs. So you can see on that chapter also the major reservoirs. If you have not watched the videos, please watch it. Next, in case of Kerala. In Kerala, it is reservoirs it is Parappa, Periyar, Chuliyar, Malampula, Idukki, Jalapur. It is an interstate reservoir present between Andhra and Odisha region. It's more important. Always pay attention mostly to the interstate reservoirs. The major reservoirs here are like Dhavaleshwaram, Dummagudun, Sri Sailam. In Telangana, the major reservoirs such as Nizam Sagar, Nagarjuna Sagar, Sriram Sagar, Oshman Sagar, Hussain Sagar. In Tamil Nadu, the first reservoir scientifically built is Stanley Maytur in Kaveri at 1934. It's more important. Second, it is the Satnu Reservoir. It is called as Katla Reservoirs. Other nickname is just Crown Jewel. Next state is Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, the major reservoirs such as Gangapur, Nathsagar, Ujjaini, Koina, Jaikwadi. Then in Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, Tava Reservoir was built in the year 1975. Then two major things you have to remember in this reservoir is like Gandhi Sagar It has been built on river Champal. Narmada Sagar is built on river Narmada. Don't confuse these two things. Gandhi Sagar on river Champal. Narmada Sagar, from the name itself you can write Narmada. Its another name is Indra Sagar. Rajasthan, the major reservoirs is Ramgarh, Bajaj Sagar, Bislapur, one Berata. From Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh regions, Nanak Sagar, Baikul, and Haripura. From Uttar Pradesh, the major reservoirs such as Rihan. It is also called as Gobind Balla Panchagar. It is most important. Rihan's another name is Gobind Balla Panchagar. Rihan is a tributary of Son River. This is also most important. In Himachal Pradesh, two major reservoirs you have to remember. One is on Beas River, Pong Dam, or Maharana Pratap Sagar Reservoir. Next is Gopin Sagar Reservoir, or called as Bakranangal Dam. It is an interstate reservoir between Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Then in case of Jharkhand, Maithun, Panchet, Tilaya is the important reservoirs, remember it. In Orissa, the major reservoir is Hirakud. It is on Mahanadi River. Already we have discussed, it is the longest dam in world and in India also. Gujarat, Ukai, it is called as Vallabha Sagar. It is on river Tapti. This is a major reservoir on it. And then Shardis Sarovar. It is on Narmada River. Well managed reservoirs. Examples are just Aliyad in Tamil Nadu, Tirumurti in Tamil Nadu, Bagla in UP, Banbarata in Rajasthan. I have not read all the reservoirs names and the states names. Some of the major reservoirs I have dealt on here. You can try to remember the major reservoirs if it's possible. Like all reservoirs you can try to remember. If you have time, daily like 10 reservoirs you can try to remember. It will be more useful for your future exams also. Don't confuse the name of the three reservoirs or dams. Vallabha Sagar is Ukai. Gobind Balla Panchagar is Rihan. Gobind Sagar is Bakranangal. Now we will see the boats and the area or the reservoir where they have been used, for what purpose they have been using these boats. Coracle. It is a saucer shaped boat. It's a country boat mostly used in peninsular reservoirs. In Gobind Sagar Reservoir, mostly people will have their own boats. In North India, they used to prefer wooden boats. In Hirakud Dam, swift mechanized boat has been used. Flat bottom boat has been used in Hirakud, Malampala, Gobind Sagar, Gandhi Sagar, and Rihang. In Tungabhadra, this is most important. Alibi is a giant shore tree to remove the trash fish. Plank-built flat-bottom canoe is used in Gandhi Sagar. No motorized craft has been used in Nagarjuna, Tungabhadra, and Krishnaraja Sagar. In Virakalava Reservoir, dugout made up of palm leaves is used. Mostly in reservoirs, active gear is not used. No motorized craft has been used in Nagarjuna Sagar, Tungabhadra, and Krishnaraja Sagar. In Yadakalava Reservoir, dugout canoe made of palm leaves has been used. Mostly, active gear has not been used in reservoir due to obstacles found in the reservoirs at the bottom. Two types of entangling net is used. One is Rangoon net. It's a passive gear gill net. It is not having the foot rope. Another one is Uduvalai. It is used in shallow marginal area. Russian expert Sibagal 1 and 2. It is a gill net which modified some of the rigging pattern. Trolling has been performed in Gandhi Sagar and Krishnaraja Sagar reservoirs. A two-boat mid-water trolling of 3 to 4 knots has been used for commercial purposes. Single and two-boat bottom trolling with 2 to 3 knots has been used for uneconomic species eradication. Mostly in reservoirs we are using passive gears. Gillnet is a passive and a selective gear. Pen culture is practiced only in Tungabhadra reservoir. Mostly for reservoir, co-management is an ideal method. Which species is not suitable for stocking in Indian reservoir is common carp. Now we will see difference between stock enhancement and culture-based fisheries. Most important is culture-based fisheries in small reservoirs is called as stock and recapture. Stock enhancement is practiced in medium and large reservoirs. It is called as enhanced capture fisheries. In stock enhancement, fishes are allowed to breed and regulated fishing is practiced over there. Mostly for stocking, fingerling of size 80 to 100 millimeter size is used. Most common form of enhancement is culture-based fisheries and stock enhancement. Fish yield potential is identified by using both biotic and abiotic. Morpho-adaptic index is most important. It was first developed by Richard Ryder. Morpho-adaptic index. It uses both morphometric and the chemical parameter. Morpho-adaptic index is having a formula is specific conductivity divided by mean depth. Specific conductivity's unit is mu m horse per centimeter. Mean depth is meter. Once they ask the question, it is like, it is a mean depth or like depth. Correct answer is like mean depth. Another formula is there. It is fish yield. C is equal to 0.9897 morpho-adaptic index to the power of 1.3888. These two formulas are important. Other than this, some other formulas are there used for stocking. A formula by Wellcome in 1976 is S is equal to QP divided by W e to the power minus Z bracket TE minus T naught. For stocking rate, the formula is total yield divided by individual growth rate of fish plus loss percentage. Tilapia used to nest at littoral zone. Common carp mostly used to breed in aquatic vegetation. In reservoir, three pairs are there. First is initial high fertility rate. Second is tropic depression. Third is final fertility rate. The initial period of reservoir formation is the tropic burst. That is the correct stage to stock the fishes in the reservoir. In the food chain, we see the tropic levels such as producer is the autotroph, example phytoplankton, primary consumers heteroautotroph, that is zooplankton or some herbivorous fishes. Then secondary consumers will be there. At last, decomposer, which is a saprophyte. This classification is important. They might ask questions like under climatic, what options will come, or under morphometric, what options will come. Options such as under climatic, latitude, altitude will come. Under morphometric, area, depth and volume. Under adaptic, nutrient loading. Under hydrographic, nutrition, duration or variation of flood pulse. In case of climatic, in latitudinal, a location is more important to get the sunlight. Then wind usually used to prevent the stratification happen in that area. Among the morphometric, which is the most important factor, is the depth. Because the water is shallow, it will be more productive. So mean depth has a direct correlation with the productivity of the water body. The shoreline development also determines productivity. It is directly proportional. That means high shoreline development index is an indication of high productivity. Next is clinograde. Clinograde, it indicates productive. Orthograde, it indicates unproductive. All the productive reservoirs come under the clinograde oxygen curve. In the tropogenic stage, tropogenic in a sense the top layer, tropolytic it is the bottom layer. Genesis is the place where there will be increase in oxygen and decrease in carbon dioxide. Tropolytic is the opposite to tropogenic. It is decrease in oxygen and increase in carbon dioxide. Thank you.